Welcome to Unwanted Feedback, where we give you our thoughts on stuff you didn't even need opinions on.
Yep, we're the couple who you didn't ask for, giving our opinions you didn't want with zero filter.
Exactly. Who gives a damn what we gotta say anyway? What?
It's episode 7.
Episode 7. Lucky number 7. Oh my gosh, we made it 7 weeks in, 7 episodes, and we're here to give you the video. Last episode we had a video. We recorded the wrong way, and the file got messed up, and then the editing and two
beginner's luck. What can we say?
Beginner's luck.
Yeah,
we're here.
It happens.
Exactly, we're here, and we made it another week. How's your week, babe?
It was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
What made it good?
I woke up every day.
I mean, shoot. You went to the Yankee game yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Went to the Yankee game with a bunch of friends.
Like, you go to a whole Yankee game and you forget what a Yankee fan you are. See, you Yankee fans suck.
Wearing the hat and all.
I
forgot I went to the game.
Tell us about that.
You know, it's fun. It's a good atmosphere. It was fun with the people I was with and everything. But the trek to get there is just not worth it. Like, it's just like inconvenient. It's so long. It's exhausting. And then especially because we lived in Denver, where 15 minutes you're uptown, $15 for parking at the school, walk across the street, leave the game, 15 minutes home, no traffic.
Yeah, we were close.
Took 2 hours there, 2 hours back, stuffed subways. No.
I'm kind of glad I missed that, only in the sense of the commute and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because way from here all the way out to the Bronx to watch your sorry team play, like, I'm not.
And then we lost.
And then y'all lost. So, I would have been in there hooting and hollering. They would have kicked me
out. It
out.
was really funny, though, because they really only mess with Aaron Judge. They don't cheer for nobody else on that team.
Really?
Every time he was up at bat, he has a walk-up song. Everyone's going crazy. Everybody else, nothing.
Of course, but you also have to realize, too, that Yankee games get a lot of tourists. So you get a lot of people from other people, not just like New Yorkers that are there.
You got a lot of people from other people, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you got other people from other people. You got other people from other places that's going to, they never seen him play. Who wouldn't be happy to see that tall man? How is he? 6'8", 6'9", 6'10"?
He is a big man, though.
Big guy.
He's a big guy.
Big guy, monster.
Yeah. But I do have a question for you.
What's the question?
Why does it seem like ever since the pandemic and everybody was home, chilling, ain't doing nothing, they forgot how to drive in the meantime?
Nobody knows how to drive.
Bruh. I thought it was a Florida thing. Came to New York. Now I'm convinced it's just nobody know how to drive anymore.
Listen, look, New York people, you guys suck. You guys suck at merging onto the highway. Well, I don't know why y'all don't know how to merge here. Just when y'all turn the blinker on and y'all don't know how to just get over.
It's not about that. It's because I feel like our merge lanes compared to Florida merge lanes are so much shorter in distance that it's harder to get up to that same speed. Right. You know what I mean?
But I mean, it is shorter here, but the people here just like, they're like, it's like double dutch. They don't know when to jump in. They just sitting there like, slowly. You're like, you need to go because the people behind you coming up fast. People can't drive here. Y'all suck. Y'all need to go to Florida, learn how to drive.
Florida ain't no better. There's an accident on the 95 at least every 5 miles.
That's a lie. Where? In between what intersections? Come on, Google Maps.
I'm going to go Atlantic Boulevard.
All the way to what?
Sterling.
And then you got people from all the way from out here all the way to the city.
That can't drive, but you've never seen an accident since you've been here.
Every day I see an accident. Y'all can't drive.
I've never seen one in my life.
Listen, they can't drive up here. New York people, y'all need to learn how to drive. Y'all got them tough Timberland boots on. They be pressing that on the gas.
It's, you know why? People know how to walk here. They don't know how to drive.
That's what it is. Y'all good on your feet, but not good on the street.
And we know how to read the subway map.
Y'all know how to slide.
That's it.
Y'all not from Florida. Y'all know how to slide.
That's crazy. That's a crazy accusation.
It's actually true.
Whatever.
Y'all need to stick to the subways and buses. That's how I look at it.
Not out here in the burbs.
Not in the burbs. Shoot. Yo, all last week, I know y'all kept hearing it. And then, of course, the day after we record, this Twitter, what do you call it? Story, whatever breaks about 100 men versus one gorilla.
Can I just comment on the fact that your mic is so low and you're still like so loud?
Am I really? It's because of this mic.
It's because of your voice.
No, it's really not, because I'm looking at mine and it's not even that loud. See?
I mean, but it's like all the way up there, I feel like. I don't know. I feel like it's still kind of crazy you talking mad loud.
Wow.
Like you project your voice.
I'm just a loudspeaker.
There's nothing wrong with it. I just think it's funny.
I thought about singing right there, and that was, yeah.
It's because you can't sing. It's
I can't sing.
Yeah, but 100 men versus gorilla.
Yeah, 100 men versus one gorilla. They were talking about that this week on Twitter.
What do you think?
What do I think about that? First of all, let's be real, y'all. If I'm the 100th man walking into this ring, best believe by the second person I'm out. You're not gonna catch me be in this ring fighting this gorilla. It's 100 men versus the gorilla.
By the second person you're out of what?
By the second person being their head ripped off, I'm leaving. That's gonna be the second person by the time that bell rings off. Bruh, I'm not fighting no gorilla. Anybody that thinks they can sign up for no gorilla fight, 100 versus gorilla is ridiculous.
But do you think it's one at a time versus gorilla?
It's 100 men versus
at the same time.
Okay, so if it's one at a time, someone has a chance.
No, I'm asking what the rule is of the line.
So basically the rule is 100 people are just like brawling it out with a gorilla. One gorilla just getting jumped by 100 men.
Yeah, they can win.
100 men can win?
Yeah,
you got it.
You're gonna lose. At least 20 people.
To a gorilla?
Yeah, but in the end, you'll win.
And 100 people can win.
You always win in numbers.
How big is this gorilla?
Oh,
I say a big silverback, like king of the jungle.
You can still win. I'm telling you, bro.
Bro, one head punch and your head gets punched right off. Mortal Kombat. You gon' fatality. You gon' listen.
Fatality.
Head is getting chopped off. Kitana wins. Like what? You gonna get your head just chopped.
Make that noise again. What does that even mean?
I don't know. I think that's what Ryu and Ken. But that's Street Fighter. That's a whole other video game.
You tried to merge them together. I'm like, what?
Yo, but listen. If we would ever have 100 people go fight this gorilla, we need at least 20 of these people. 20 of these people I feel like would be good to
sacrifice themselves.
Not sacrifice, but at least if we have these 20 people, we might have a chance. Because if it's 100, like...
Oh, you have a specific 20?
It has to be a specific 20.
All right, so
because if you have 100 people, there could be 100 me's, and we're not about to win that.
You don't know that.
You know what I'm saying? But you need you need at least 20 of these people. You need The Rock.
Okay.
You need Brock Lesnar.
I don't know who that is.
He's a MMA, WWE fighter, big guy. We need Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
You gotta add Will Smith.
What's Will Smith gonna do?
He slapped the shit out of Chris Rock, so we need him in there. And you need Chris Rock because he's the slappee. He got slapped by Will Smith, so he can definitely take a hit by a gorilla.
So you're comparing Will Smith's slap to a gorilla slap?
I mean, he got slapped on national TV. He could take a hit.
That's
so
crazy.
then after that, we gotta go Joe Rogan. He's MMA. He's black belt certified. I mean,
okay.
Joe Rogan, Tom Hardy. He's a UFC. He plays the Venom. He's the Venom, big guy actor. Uncle Leroy from Snowfall. We gotta have Uncle Snap. They squabbling down. We need that. Yeah.
You lost me, dog.
We need Uncle Leroy. We need Chuck and Shaq. We gotta have Chuck and Shaq. They come as one. Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley.
You lost me, dog.
We need that. Rampage Jackson, Ray Lewis. You don't know who Ray Lewis is. Y'all know who Ray Lewis is. Hey.
Damn, made a whole beat because you can't fucking speak.
DeJounte Wilder. He's a UFC fighter. We need him. Busta Rhymes. You know who Busta Rhymes is. We need him. If y'all played Def Jam New York back in the day, the fighting game, you don't know Def Jam New York. We need him. John Cena, because the gorilla ain't gonna see him coming. Then you need the Undertaker. Come on now. You need 50 Cent. You need Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. They come as one. That's like number 18. You need Jason Statham from the Expendables. You know Jason Statham, the bald guy.
half of these people on the list, Stephon, and that just automatically negates this whole list.
You're crazy. They know who it is. And Tobey Maguire. We need young Tobey. That's original Spider-Man. He gotta be in there. Original Tobey.
Spider-Man is not real.
Original Tobey is kicking ass. We need Tobey. Tobey, please sign up.
Played a fictional character. Tobey
can fight. Tobey got hands. Tobey gonna definitely be in this fight.
I hope you're not on this team because y'all bound to lose.
No, I'm commentating. I'm watching.
You're commentating?
I'm watching from the top.
So
both of us. We gonna sign both of us up.
You gonna be with
Kevin
what's that
Hart,
lady's name?
Who?
Doris.
Doris gonna be Doris Burke.
Of the 100-man versus gorilla.
Kevin Hart, Snoop Dogg, whoever need to be the one to Dana White. I need y'all to set this up. Kentucky Fried Chicken, support this. Be a sponsor the fight. KFC can sponsor the fight.
What is happening right now? Did you plan this out? This sounds like some Fire Festival shit.
I mean, we could get it.
Like you're about to sell some tickets to the Sphere, and then the shit's not gonna happen.
Listen, we got some talking to do. We got the idea. We definitely can get this 100-man versus.
I don't think so because like we FEMA.
Yeah.
PETA. What are the animal protective fucking groups called?
What is it? WWF? Not WWF.
WWF.
No, the World Wildlife Federation, right? See, you was thinking WWE. Stupid. See, you was thinking of like.
Nah, wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm actually really surprised that you knew the WWF.
Yeah, come on now. I watched documentaries when I was a kid. I know about Zaboomafoo.
All right.
Who don't know Zaboomafoo? He part of the wildlife.
I don't know what Zaboomafoo is.
You don't know Zaboomafoo?
It's a gorilla.
It was a talking lemur that was on PBS Kids growing up. You didn't have a childhood.
No, I had cable.
And I had PBS Kids. Yeah. WSVN, Channel 17.
I'm watching number all that 2 with the child molesters.
What?
You didn't see the documentary on HBO Max about like the teen Nick, like, or the Nickelodeon.
Oh, I thought you said you was watching with child molesters. I was like, wait, what?
I was watching all that.
The show that had child. Wow.
I went right over your head.
Went over my head. I was like, wait, what the hell you was doing watching Nickelodeon with child?
Look.
Yes.
The airplane flew.
All
right, so I got another Reddit story since it was so successful from the last time.
Yes, please.
And since you can't read, I decided to take up on the stories from now on.
Yes, please, because I can't read.
All right, y'all. So this is my Reddit story. Recently, I traveled to Denver, Colorado with my wife and my wife's parents. As a resident of a non-legalized state and as someone who is too much of a wimp to buy illegal drugs regularly, the thing I was looking forward to most was the chance to buy fancy legal weed. What could possibly go wrong? So the first thing I do upon arriving, and after successfully ditching the in-laws, is drag my wife to a nearby dispensary for a shopping spree. And oh my God, it was just like in my dreams. Tons of different options in neat little sample jars and a team of helpful stoners walking me through the various strains. Are you looking for a mellow body high? Or do you want something that gives you a bit more pep and energy? Or are you just hoping for something light to take the stress off? Yes, yes, and yes, I reply eagerly. Like a kid in a candy store and request an 1/8 ounce of about 7 different options. In hindsight, if I learned anything from this experience, is that my math and science teachers never taught me basic information like, what is an ounce? Or how much weed can a person consume in a single weekend? Sure, I can tell you when 2 speeding trains leaving separate stations will collide or recite Avogadro's number, but it turns out that none of that information is particularly relevant to getting high in a responsible and efficient manner. It was at this dispensary that I also learned that you can't actually smoke in public places, including the hotel where my wife and I were staying. As a result, before leaving, I begged my wife to buy some edibles that I can munch on until we found a place to properly get lit. After expressing shock as to the absurd volume of drugs that we were buying, unlike me, she is the product of private school and understands that the imperial measurement system, she relents, and we walk out of the store with what felt like a dump truck of weed plus a small package of seemingly innocuous ginger snap cookies. Oh, I know where this is going. When we finally get back to the hotel room, I tear those bad boys open, only to find about a dozen tiny cookies roughly the size of a quarter. What the fuck, Denver? Seeing the skepticism and hunger in my eyes, my wife warns me that I should go easy and look at the back of the package before trying one. Dough size, half a cookie, I read silently as I start taking micro bites from the edges, like a giant chinchilla gnawing on a sunflower seed. But who only eats half a cookie? So a second later, I covertly pop the remainder in my mouth.
Oh my God, Jit is cooked. He is fried. I know it.
And then I quickly stuff another 2 cookies in my mouth for good measure, the moment my wife turns her back. About 30 minutes later, we are in the backseat of her parents' rental car on the way to dinner. My stomach growls loudly and angrily. My wife looks at me with inquisitive eyes that say diarrhea, but I merely clutch my tummy and mumble something about altitude sickness. What's up, dude? You like my story? Is it making you hungry too? Thanks. Yeah. You didn't eat a whole cookie, did you? She asks. 10% in genuine concern and 90% in seething irritation. Go sit down, Bubs. He's like, I want to talk. I want to be part of the story. Of course not, I respond, avoiding eye contact for the remainder of the car ride. A few minutes later, we are climbing out of her parents' rental car and heading into some trendy farm-to-table restaurant. I don't remember how I made it to my seat, and I don't remember even looking at the menu, but I do remember the concerned look on the waiter's face as he asked me if I was doing all right. Keep it together, man.
Ooh, sorry. Ooh.
Keep it together, man, I say to myself. But my wife's sudden groan suggests that I may have also said that to the waiter. Things are going downhill fast. The waiter nods sympathetically, takes our orders, and then heads to the next table. The moment he walks away, my wife is staring daggers at me. I start to worry that the jig is up. You're sweating from your entire face, she says, with both pity and disgust.
That boy glistened like he jumped out of a pool.
Nervous.
I know it.
He has no idea what's happening to himself.
That boy having a meltdown inside.
Not quite knowing what to do, I reach for my napkin and proceed to blot my cheeks, nose, neck, chin, and forehead. His whole body, essentially. At this point, my wife's mom looks over at me with some concern. Are you all right? She asks kindly. Yeah, the food's just a bit spicy, I reply, far too quick to realize that we had literally just ordered and that there is nothing on the table.
Ain't no food, man.
Except for a basket of dinner rolls. My wife kicks me under the table to grab my attention. Bathroom, now, she hisses. Get it together. I reluctantly get up from the table and head for the toilet. After splashing several handfuls of water on my face, I approach a urinal and start to pee. Now, one of the more disconcerting effects of those tiny ginger snap monsters is the feeling that time has become untethered from reality. As I am peeing, I start to get the very unsettling feeling that I have been taking a piss for the better part of an hour and that my wife must be pacing around the restaurant worried about me. But deep down, I know that is absurd. I've been peeing all my life, sometimes multiple times a day. I've probably taken more than 50,000 leaks, and it usually only takes about a minute at most. Yeah. So given that my typical pee is no more than 60 seconds, and given that it feels like I'm about halfway done, that means I've probably only been standing here about 30 seconds, right? But the guy at the urinal next to me doesn't respond and instead starts shuffling away from me midstream, like a startled penguin. I try, albeit unsuccessfully, to break eye contact. After finally finishing, I again splash some water on my face and return to my seat, making sure to apologize to the table for being gone for such a long time, just in case my mouth was off. Next, I try briefly to engage in small talk with my wife's father, but I am far too high to understand what either of us are saying. Not wanting to start laughing uncontrollably at the wrong moment, or really at any moment, I figure the safest idea is to nod my head periodically and drink a ton of water. Nothing cures mental fatigue like water, right? To my wife's horror, I stand up, grab my water glass, and thrust it out to the waiter, who unfortunately is on the opposite side of the restaurant. But he turns out to be really cool, and after making his way over to our table, tells me that he'll do his best to keep me stocked with ice water for the rest of the meal. He also helpfully suggests that if the dinner rolls aren't too spicy for me, I should probably eat one or two so that I'm not sitting there on an empty stomach. Smart man. However, after going through all of the bread on the table and 3 glasses of water, I start to get worried that I need actual food to offset the growing paranoia from those tiny ginger snap devils. Do you think I should flag down the waiter again and ask what's taking so long? I suggest helpfully to my wife. What? We literally just ordered 3 fucking minutes ago. And at that exchange, my wife loses her cool. How many cookies did you eat? She demands. I had a few cookies, but keep it down. I don't want your parents to know how fucked up I am right now. Really? They are sitting 2 feet away from you. They know. I look up and for the first time notice both of my in-laws just staring at me for what literally felt like an eternity. At that point, my wife's singular...
I knew he was stuck.
At that point, my wife's singular focus was on me getting out of the restaurant before I either puked all over the table or pissed myself, or an unsightly combination of both. So after a few awkward two-handed waves goodbye to my in-laws, she rushed me into the door like a Secret Service agent evacuating the president. My night after that was a whirlwind of barfing and groveling mixed with a few vain attempts at getting handsy. Back in the hotel room. But being the absolutely awesome sweetie that she is, my wife stuck with me through the whole nightmare, whispering over and over in my ear, please don't die. We have a mortgage.
We got a mortgage to pay. That boy
don't leave it all on me.
Yo, he should have known. He went out to Denver trying to be funny.
Tank 3 ginger snaps.
Yo, ridiculous. You listen, don't go out to Denver, California, or anywhere if you've never done edibles. And think you just go, oh, half those?
He prefaced the story. He prefaced the story by saying he doesn't regularly buy illegal drugs. So what makes you think that you can take 3
and you've never done
edible cookies?
Yeah, see?
No matter how big nor small they are.
That's what he get.
Don't play
I know
when
he was. I know he was sweating. That boy felt like he just jumped out of a pool. That boy was itching. Kept wiping down the forehead.
She's obviously he is in an IDGAF mood. If you're doing that before seeing your in-laws, regardless,
he didn't know what to expect. He thought it was gonna be like some mellow vibe whole time.
I could never do that and just wait for it to hit me and then be with your parents. I'd be hiding in the bathroom. I literally would. I'd be like, I'm sick. I'd make something up.
And knowing my mom, she'd be like, man, you look tired.
You look tired. I'd be like, yeah.
You need to get some rest, man.
You don't want to know what's wrong with me. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
That's awful.
Yo, I got hit with this. I don't know what. The allergies. See, I was talking about the allergies last week. I got hit with the allergies. I keep coughing.
I never heard of someone with allergies and it's just a cough.
But then now I got this dry random cough. So now you set me off. I'm trying to hold it in.
That's what the glass of water is for.
Where's the water? Yeah, where's my water at?
You moved it because you didn't want it to spill on the equipment.
Because I ain't wanted to knock over it. Oh my gosh. Yo, listen, don't die. We do got a mortgage, but she don't want to lose that house. She got to move back in with her parents. She said,
I can't afford it without your income.
Right. Please don't die.
Don't die.
Don't die.
But same though, you can't die either because we got rent to pay.
Yeah, no, we do got to pay rent. Oh, man.
Until we're, sponsored.
Yeah, I'm trying to be in a high rise in the city. Would you live in the city?
No.
Why not?
Kobe?
Yeah,
he's too big for city life.
I would love the city though, just because like it's busy. But for Kobe, for sure, like he won't like because there's no land. But city life, I think I could do city life. It would be easier where you don't have to commute that much. Yeah,
but there's like some nice parts of like Long Island City that I would live in where like we can get like a little house.
Ooh, true. Facing
the
water. It's
not a big no.
Or house behind the water behind the house.
Neither.
No waterfront.
You got $5 million for a house?
We talking dreams and aspirations, baby.
Nah, I still wouldn't. I'm thinking logistically because money run out.
Why are we putting a price on anything? I'm talking about location.
No, yeah, obviously, I'm thinking like...
I'm trying to be like James St. Patrick up in the top. Look, and I can see water. That's how I'm trying to be. They say this is a big rich town. That's what I'm trying to be on.
Yeah, nah. It's not for me.
All right. So then how about this? Would you rather live in upstate New York and like have your 3 acres of land, or own a penthouse for the biggest living residential in the city, and you have the penthouse to it? Now we're not talking about price. Like both of those are given to you as an option.
I'd have to say the penthouse just because I wouldn't want to live upstate.
Why? Because it's boring?
I feel like the schools aren't as good up there. I feel like they still are fine.
Boring. Anybody talking about school? We not trying to go to school. We talk about you living.
You gotta understand where my priorities are coming from. Like, I'm a married woman now. Like, we're looking to build a family, and this is a dream for my family, for my future. I'm thinking logistically. I'm not thinking of aspirations. I'm thinking about their future, and I don't want them to grow up in a town where the school is bad or they're the only black kid in the school. Like, I'm trying to have them be grown up in an inclusive place that's going to build their future. So I would have to say the city. Now, if you told me 3 acres of land in like New Jersey or in Long Island, I'd probably pick one of those over the city.
Man, I'm trying to be, like I said, up in the top. Be living up next to Jay-Z, Beyonce. Nah, yo, can I get some sugar? You know what I'm saying? I need to get some, like,
why you not?
Yeah, sorry.
Kobe.
It's
okay.
It's
nobody. Jay-Z and Beyonce aren't
Jay-Z
here.
not see. He thought Jay-Z and Beyonce was knocking at our door. That's what it was. See,
you hyped him up.
He's already ready to live in the big in the city.
In the Big Apple.
Yep, we're already in the big. Already in the Big Apple.
Gotcha.
Why can't you be in the Big Banana?
Fire.
So, man, see, I started my own self up.
Yep.
So. That was a great segue because I do want to talk about some would you rather. I do got some would you rather questions.
I thought you was going to bring up the banana.
Banana. What about banana?
I don't know.
Going back to 100 Men versus Gorilla, we've been past.
What kind of 100 Men versus Gorilla you talking about there, buddy?
Yo, what are you talking about? No, but for real, would you rather? So I got some would you rather questions. Ready?
All right, hit me.
Would you rather share a toothbrush or a phone password for a year?
Phone password for a year.
Would you rather be trapped in IKEA or your parents or your partner's family reunion?
Partner's family reunion.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you was going to say be locked up in IKEA.
I had to think about the oxtail versus the Swedish meatballs.
Why you did me like that? Oh.
Because you be telling me to bring that energy. So I'm bringing that energy.
Why you did me like that? Oh my gosh. Yo, I'm sorry y'all for the cough in this episode. It's bad. But I gotta get the show must go on. Yo,
you should have popped the holes in your mouth before we started.
Halls. Oh, what? Crazy. Listen.
The cough drop.
I should have took some honey. That's what's some good remedies that you know growing back up?
A lemon with honey. I wish I was growing back up.
Back growing up, when you was a kid, what's some good remedies your mom taught you?
Rum.
Vodka
soaked in the lemon.
Only your mom's. Your mom's a savage.
Yeah.
Well, she would come up with was it vodka? What?
Vodka, like with lemon juice and like a lemon peel in it.
How old were you drinking vodka?
I don't think I was doing that like that young, but like in high school, I feel like.
Oh, I mean that's doable, but yeah.
Other than that, nothing.
Everything was remedy was
Motrin's Children's.
Oh, that's big. That was big in the household. Everybody, come on now. If you're not giving your kids Motrin, you don't
on the chest. Back to these would you rather questions. They were good.
You got me stuck. Jeez.
Yeah, tangent. Squirrel. Would you rather
be paid? Would you rather be paid $500K to work at a job you hate, or $50K to love every day of your life?
$50K to love every day of your life.
True.
You would get $500K to work at a job you hate.
Nah, because $50K every day of your life for somewhere I love, you're gonna pass that $500K. You gonna get $500K one time? Is it a one-time thing?
Wait, the question was what?
Be paid $500K to work at a job you hate, or $50K to love every day of your life.
Yeah, so it's not $50K every day of your life. It's $50K
to love every day of your life.
To love every day of your life. And reread that shit.
Dang, so it might have to be $500K.
Nah, you're tripping.
That job, man. Never. If you have to work somewhere you don't want to be at,
it's just a stepstone in your pathway to where you need to be.
Exactly.
Take that from two people who have been there, done that.
Definitely.
And still not done with it.
Yeah, because no way you should be working at somewhere you don't want to work at. Now, I get it. Bills do need to be paid. We all got to stick to it and be like, once I get a minute, I'm going to be out. But, shoo. If you could, get out. Don't be nowhere you don't want to be at.
Hustle hard. You'll get there eventually.
For real. I thought you was Ace Hood. Hustle, 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 hard, hustle. You remember that song? Damn.
Yeah, I do.
What?
I do know that song.
That's crazy. Yo, have your so would you rather have your boss read your messages during meetings, or your coworkers hear your inner monologues? So like while you're what?
What's an inner monologue?
So like basically like read your have your boss read your mind during meetings, or your coworkers hear your inner monologue. Ain't that the same damn thing?
I have no idea, but how you gonna ask me a question that you don't know what it means?
No, but your inner monologue is like basically like your inner thoughts. Like you think it to yourself or you speak it to yourself. So yeah, or have your boss read your mind during meetings. So like in a meeting, like while you're sitting in a meeting, your boss can read your mind. Or when you're at your desk, people are looking at you and like you're saying like, damn, I can't wait to go home, man.
I'd rather that.
Really?
Yeah, because then during the meeting, I'm going to be like, shut the fuck up. I'm going to be saying all types of crazy shit in my head.
And then the boss going to be like...
I'm going to be like, well, yeah, that's why Bobby don't do his shit, but everybody else got to pick up the slack for him and be putting everybody out in my mind.
True. I would want
Nobody's safe. Coming for all of y'all.
Nobody's safe.
Damn. Set it off to the left. Oh, and I'm doing it right. No, set it off. Set it off.
Set it off.
Head out, boy.
Set it off.
He better go again. Look, ready?
On the right. On the left. On the right. There.
All right,
You set me off.
What's your, would you rather? We're done. I'm on to my questions now. It's my turn.
Go ahead. I need some water.
You got that drip, you got the splash.
Whoa.
Do it, little boy.
Splash.
All right. You're stranded on an island with 3 things. What are they? And you can bring one celebrity survival person to be on your team.
Ooh.
Who is that person?
All right. 3 things that I'm bringing on this island.
Mm-hmm. You're stranded on an island.
Stranded on an island.
Mm-hmm.
3 things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing a knife.
Okay.
I'm bringing a pot.
I feel like that's such a waste, but okay.
And then a tarp. I'm bringing a tarp.
So you and your guest, who's your guest?
Who's my guest? Who's going to be with me? Tom Hanks.
And y'all just going to be out there dangling, swinging because you ain't got no clothes.
I don't need clothes. I get the leaves.
So the 2 of y'all going to be there like Adam and Adam.
Yo, ain't no Adam and Adam. Ain't no Adam and Adam over here, but best believe we got to get the leaves.
A knife, a pot, and a tarp.
Yeah, because when
the
it starts to rain...
The tarp is a good and a knife is a good one. I'd exchange the pot.
What you would do for the pot?
Well, underpants. Like a swimming trunks.
You worried about clothes?
A blanket.
Bro, nobody ain't watching that.
Wait, why are you not worried about clothes? That is important. You're on an island. The wind, it gets cold at night. You can get sick. You can get hypothermia. You can get pneumonia.
The leaves. You can make something out of leaves.
You can make something out of leaves.
You can make something out of leaves.
So you don't have like leaves and worms all over you.
No, you're not about the worms, but you could definitely get some leaves and formulate something. You gonna wash them in the
ocean?
See, Adam and Eve wore leaves.
Or if it's so happened that they just posed.
You ever notice that every time they showed Adam and Eve, they were always in front of like a bush?
But yes, so like because they were naked. As I'm saying, you and Tom Hanks is about to be Adam and Adam naked.
We'll always just be behind bushes.
So y'all just gonna carry a bush around.
For real.
Cut a hole in the middle of the bush, wear like a skirt.
Just have it around the waist. That's the least. You worry about the wrong things.
All right.
Clothes.
Top 5 things you do if you won the lottery tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Change my phone number. The second thing I would do is come back to Florida real quick and move my parents out and everything out of there. Send my parents back to Jamaica.
Why would you do that?
What?
You talk about sending them back. Like, what if they don't want to go back to Jamaica?
They don't want to go back to Jamaica.
So then you should just pay off their house instead of getting them out
but
of
there. But I feel like
house.
they would enjoy being back home in Jamaica, knowing that they don't have any bills or anything up here. What the heck? Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want to get set? Who wouldn't want? Not say set back. Dang, sound like Trump.
I mean, yeah, that's what it was coming off as. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean like more like this. Stop it. You keep setting me off. No, I'll just send them back to Jamaica though. I think they would like that. But no, I would come back to Florida, change my phone number, not move back to Florida, just come get my stuff, move. Damn, where would I move to though? If I won the lottery?
I have the perfect place. It's here.
I'd move to Denver. I moved back to Denver. Yeah, win the lotto. I went back to Denver, and I would live more on like
you guys
the Front Range.
Our mission is to find the winning lotto numbers. He said we can move back to Denver.
I'd move back to Denver if we won the lottery. I'd move back to Denver because then I'd live right up in the. I'd live right up in the what is it? Front Range. What is it called? The foothills. I'll live by the foothills. I'll be straight with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Wow. You better play. You better play that lottery.
That sounds like
I ain't got no numbers though. But
okay, so that's number 3. That's number 3. You got 2 more.
2 more?
Right. I think you said go to Florida, pay off your parents' house, move to Denver.
Get some stock and whatever is making a lot of money.
Okay, and number 5.
And
upgrade Jess's ring. Like, get me a diamond.
Oh, wow. See, I ain't even think about you.
Yeah, you thinking about your dance, so, like, we ain't in this together. Like, I don't deserve a 10 carat on my finger.
Do. I was thinking more of, like, for us, for our future. That's what I'm thinking about.
Oh, now you want to be a part of the future?
More about our future. Okay. That's what I was thinking about. You thinking about The Rock. The Rock? The Rock ain't worried about you.
He out here wrestling. The lifestyle.
The Rock ain't worried about you.
All right.
He in WWE. He in movies. What Rock you talking about?
Morning people versus night owls.
Yeah.
What would you say you are?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a morning person. I can get up early.
Yeah, and get your day started.
Get going. Night though, nah. That's why. Hey, listen. Everybody that know we've always gone out with. They know I'm in bed. Like I'm ready. I'm ready by 11 o'clock. I'm ready. What is there good after 12? Ain't nothing but whores and ass shaking. That's after 11 o'clock. It's time for bed.
Don't act like you wasn't into it at one point in time.
We was young, but I'm aged out. I'm tired.
Man, you old.
I'm ready to go to bed.
I'm ready to get the party started.
That's a lie. How you gonna lie? You be in bed. Yo, back in the day whenever we used to go out, right? So it used to be a gang of us. We used to go out. And granted, my dogs used to say, "Oh, we're gonna leave here by 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock don't turn till 12:30 a.m. and we going out."
And was the most frustrating part because don't tell me to be ready at 9, 10 o'clock and I'm ready and then I still gotta wait 2 hours.
But then you're not ready to be outside then. You saying that you're not out.
I could have been taking a nap and gotten ready.
Taking a nap.
Been taking a nap. I could have been taking a nap. And got up and got ready to be ready by 12. Y'all done messed up my whole freaking routine because you said be ready by this time. Now I'm sitting up with my head perched up because my makeup on and I don't want nothing to get messed up. When I could have took a nap.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but you didn't.
Because I was told to be ready 2 hours before we left.
That's true. But that still don't make you a night person. I mean, you be ready. She be bucking. When I say bucking, you thought she was the mascot for the Bucks.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, but you bucking like a buck.
Well, I'm bucking like a buck.
Do you know
what a buck
Do you know what a buck means? Do you know what a buck is?
When you deer.
Buck. You fall so your head buck. That's a Jamaican term.
Okay, I could look like that, but you instant sleep.
I instant sleep?
Dog, we came home the other day, you sat on the couch and instantly turned on the thing and went.
Yo, that's crazy because yesterday when I was watching YouTube.
That happened?
I was sitting there watching it. I was like, babe, you need to watch this with me. And you were not watching it. Because if you were watching it, you would have noticed that when that ad was on for a good minute after, the minute after we played the video, I was knocked out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I woke up. You didn't even notice that. You would have said something.
I'm the same way, though.
You asleep. Not a night. Not
listen.
Not
I get up at
owl.
5 o'clock at 5:30. I be tired at nighttime.
Right, I hear you.
And I'm definitely not no morning person.
I hear you.
The mornings is not for me.
I mean, shoot. I need 2 truths and a lie. Let me see if you can give me any. Do you got 2 truths and a lie?
No, that's your thing.
That's me? Well, I do have 2 truths and a lie.
All right, I can figure it out. We've been together for 8.5 years.
Okay. Ready? Mm-hmm. So, I want you to figure this part out. Swam with the dolphins at Miami Seaquarium.
Okay.
Peed on myself during the FCAT state test. Or played in a water polo states game.
It's swimming with the dolphins.
That's a lie?
Yeah.
So how you know I peed on myself during the FCAT?
Because you wouldn't even take me to go swimming with the dolphins.
Damn, so you just assume that I did pee on myself during the FCAT state test?
If you won't take me to swim with the dolphins, then yeah. Because you feel the safest with me, and you're not even going to swim with the dolphins with me.
Oh my God.
But I got you to ride a horse in the ocean.
That's true.
So you peed on yourself taking the FCAT.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So the FCAT.
You're embarrassed.
So the FCAT was a Florida, like one of those standardized tests to help you get to see if you can go to the next grade. Basically, see what grade you would, what curriculum you'd be doing the next school year. And it was 7th grade. I had asked it was during the FCAT, and during FCAT you weren't during those times they were not letting you use the bathroom.
Yeah,
like,
it's like the state.
Once tests start, like
the SATs.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like 7th grade. I'm sitting there and I'm raising my hand. And the teacher comes and she's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I really have to go to the bathroom. It's an emergency." She's like, "I'm sorry, you only got this amount of minutes left." And then this time I've already been holding it. And I think I must have asked if I can go and use the bathroom before the test, but she wasn't having it. So once it like officially started and I'm going through it, legs shaking, sweating. Like, you know when you got a doo-doo and it's like you starting to sweat, you can't sit still, but it was pee. So I'm sitting there like, damn, I gotta go. I looked up at the time and I saw what the time was to be ending. It was probably like 20 minutes left. I was like, I'm not gonna make it. There's only one way to get out of this classroom if I need to pee. So I'm sitting there and I try to do a little tink, like a little drip.
Ew.
Drip kept going. I went and peed up my whole self. I'm sitting in the chair like.
What grade was this?
7th grade.
You're embarrassed.
Embarrassing. I'm sitting there like, there's no way I peed on myself. Test done. You know, we getting up. I called the teacher over and I'm like, I peed on myself. She's like, "Are you serious?" I was like, and you know, she said it loud, so now everyone's gonna look like, what the hell's going on?
Why she have to do all that?
Are you serious? So who's not gonna look? You know what I'm saying? And then of course, lo and behold, what's under me? A puddle of pee on the floor. I get up, everyone's laughing, everybody's going on and all and about. I go into the clinic or whatever because now I need to change of clothes because that's what change of clothes is. Ain't no change of clothes for me. So now I gotta call my sister. They call my sister, and then, you know, back in them times, people used to record, instead of you hear the phone ring and you can listen to a song, her phone thing was Neo's Sexy Love. So literally she was, excuse me, they had this thing on speaker, and you hear sexy love, do the thing you do. And it's literally the ring. And I'm sitting there embarrassed, one, of that. I peed myself. Two, my sister is literally with this damn Neo song. So lo and behold, my sister came pick me up. I end up leave. I'm embarrassed. My sister's like mortified and annoyed that she had to come pick me up from work because I peed on myself. I think, yes, I'm out of school. FCAT, you know, I'm good.
Drop you right back off.
Drop off. I'm good. Next day I came to school. From the 6th graders to the 8th graders. Yo, you peed on yourself doing the FCAT. Yo, it spread like wildfire. I was so embarrassed. A lot of my Margate Middle people, y'all probably remember that. I'm okay with telling that story now, but hey, Yeah, that happened.
Kids are ruthless, though.
Yeah.
Like, kids are ruthless.
For
That's
sure.
what you get from back in the day.
For sure. Never again, though.
So, what's this thing you was talking about called Draft That?
Draft That. So, like,
all on the floor.
Draft That.
Give me some more.
Draft That.
Till you get some.
Draft That.
Oh.
Draft That.
Stupid ass.
So, basically, with Draft That, it's where we ask the top 5 of anything. So I'm gonna ask you for your top 5.
All right.
And then you can ask me what my top 5.
For the people to roast me, y'all. They gonna roast me with my top 5.
So basically, what's your top 5 music genre? We'll do that. What's your top 5 music genre?
All right, for me, number 1 gotta be R&B.
Okay.
I love a good old school R&B playlist.
Mm-hmm.
A little vibes.
A little smooth.
Yeah, a little smooth.
Oh yeah.
I'd say number 2 would have to be pop.
Pop music, okay.
Just because, like, for most of my life, that's what I've listened to. 3 would have to be hip hop for sure. 4 would be country.
Now, is this in like a particular order, or is this?
It is in a particular order, but
okay.
Hold on now, because I think I have to rearrange some things because I do love R&B music. But then, like, dance hall and reggae, I also really love. So that would have to be, like, number 3. And then I'd put hip-hop at number 2. And then pop at number 4. And then country at number 5.
So what would you be? Well, you said dance hall. What's the song?
Reggae slash dance hall.
Reggae slash dance hall. What's a reggae dance hall song that you like?
Summertime by Vibes Cartel.
Okay. Well, how'd that go?
Why are you gonna put me on the spot like I can sing? I know how it goes.
Nah, but like if you say summertime's your jam, how does it go?
I don't like what you're doing to me.
Yeah!
Oh my God.
Yeah!
It's because you don't know how it goes, and so that's why you wanted me to sing it for you.
Exactly, and you didn't do that.
Well,
okay.
You don't have to listen to it on your own time. I thought you was a Jamaican here.
I am. So you said R&B.
Obviously, you and I
am a Jamaican. Is. She's not a Jamaican. I'm a Jamaican.
I'm from St. Elizabeth. Don't play me.
Gotcha.
Play TV.
Yeah, play TV.
Play TV.
No, watch you.
No, watch me.
Watch TV.
All right.
I move. So you say R&B, pop.
R&B, dance hall / reggae, hip hop, pop, country.
That'll be your 5?
Yeah, in that order.
Okay, so then I would go.
Ow!
I'll go rap.
Sorry.
No, I'll go R&B. Then I'll go rap. Dance hall. 4 would probably be like alternative.
Yeah, because you do like some weird ass music.
I do listen to alternative. Like I listen to like
indie, boho, pop.
Yeah. A lot of
random
artists,
whisper people.
Whisper people is called Men I Trust. She's not whispering. And people like Yeba.
So they be sounding like.
People like Yeba.
Don't put her in that.
Nikki Niki, the Philip.
High school in Jakarta.
Yeah,
like what?
We jamming. There's like some.
Where even is Jakarta?
Some Indonesia.
That's not how you say it.
It is Indonesia.
Indonesia. It's not anesthesia.
Excuse me, Indonesia.
What?
Indonesia.
You said
Indonesia. For every time I coughed in this episode, I need y'all to take a shot. Please.
Shot o'clock.
Yeah, shot o'clock.
Hello?
So now you got to start this episode over and you taking a shot. Because ain't no way. All right, so top 5 cereal brands.
Damn, they gonna get up.
Wait. I said alternative, and then my last would have to be, I'll put pop. I'll put pop at the last.
All right.
Country, you there, you cool. Rock, you're there, you're cool. But y'all honorable mentions, not in the top 5.
I'm gonna get roasted for these cereals.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna get roasted.
What is it?
I do love me a good bowl of honey grams.
Ew. You murderer. Who eats those?
I do love them.
That's like eating smacks. You eat smacks? Well, hold on. Go ahead. Tell me your top 5.
Fruity Pebbles 100% gotta be in there.
That's number 2.
No, Fruity Pebbles is number 1.
Okay.
Frosted Flakes, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Tricks.
Mm-hmm. Are for kids. Did you notice that tricks changed once you became an adult? Or am I tripping? Like it used to be different.
It used to be balls and now it's like shapes.
But I thought it was shapes before and now it's balls.
Oh yeah.
No, but is it? Wasn't it shapes before? No, but wasn't it shapes before?
I thought it was shapes now.
I don't remember.
Whatever.
Anyway. See, childhood missing. There we go.
So Fruity Pebbles, Tricks, Honey Grams, Frosted Flakes. I ain't gonna lie, Cookie Crisp.
Okay.
All the sugary cereal.
That's a good one.
But like honorable mention, Special K dark chocolate. I know.
Who's eating that?
My mama.
You and your grandma was at the breakfast table.
No, that was my mom. Ugh. That was my mom buying that.
You putting sugar in that?
No.
No sugar?
It was good.
You ever put sugar in your cereal?
No.
Never? Mm-mm. You haven't lived. You got to do, this is the 5 for me. You got cornflakes. Love me a good cornflakes, bro.
So Jamaican, bro.
Oh my gosh. The cornflakes with the freaking, what's that thing called? Brown sugar? Definitely need the brown sugar.
What's that thing called? Brown sugar.
Yeah, need the brown sugar in there. You definitely need the I used to warm it. I used to warm it up, but you ain't gotta warm it with the cereal. Just a little bit, just like a little skim. Make it like a little 15-minute warm up. Just a little But you have your cornflakes. You have your Fruity Pebbles. I was big on that. Cocoa Puffs. That would be my 3. Cinnamon Toast, that's 4.
Damn, Nelly.
And then 5. What do you mean, Nelly?
Give me Cocoa Puff. Listen to me now. Have it. No wonder why you like Jason Tatum.
Down, baby. Oh, shit in a... Nah. Cocoa Puffs. And then, what would be the last one? I said cornflakes, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Puffs, and what's the last one? Ooh,
I feel like the last one was supposed to be Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You missed one.
Nah, I am. There's only one more left.
Did you say Frosted Flakes?
Nah, that's cornflakes. Cornflakes better than Frosted Flakes.
Crazy.
The last one would have to be, man.
Fruit Loops.
I said Fruit Loops.
Nah, that's the last one.
I put Fruit Loops.
The last one, you had said Fruit Loops before, but you were supposed to say Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch,
as the
Fruit
last
Loops.
One.
Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch, regular berries or peanut butter?
OG.
Yeah.
Gotta go OG.
Yeah, the OG is pretty fun.
Yeah, that's the beginning of time. You can't do that and then just be like, oh, something's better than that. Nah, that's the OG for sure.
All right. So a few of you may have heard from Steph before we started recording this episode. We got some listener drop-in questions we asked you to provide for our feedback to give to you. So I'll take a few questions, Steph. If you want to take a few questions, we'll go from there.
For sure. You can get like the first 4. I'll finish off the last. Pause.
All right. You'll finish off the last. Yes, sir. All right. So first question, how often do we argue? How quick do we resolve the issue? I'll say that definitely took time. At first it was we'd argue and I'd be silent for days. And then we would just resolve it eventually over like the dumbest things. But I feel like now as we've aged in our relationship and now into our first like few months in marriage, I feel like we argue, we bicker, whatever, tell a joke, and it's back to normal. Like, if it's something serious, which we haven't had a serious argument, like, in a few years, maybe? Like, a really bad argument.
Yeah, we haven't had an argument in a while.
Yeah.
Argument?
Like, a really, really bad argument. But I feel like it would take a few hours, maybe even a day to, like, decompress, reflect, and then talk it through. But we're usually pretty... Stefan is definitely a lot quicker than me. I'm petty.
Because the thing
I'm not really petty. I'm just more like stuck in my way. The way I see it is the way I see it, and that's the way I see it.
I think it's because also I'm like a very like joyful person. So like for me to be upset for long, it just feels weird. Where it's like also at the same time, it's like there's something bigger than what's wrong right now. You know what I'm saying? There's no point of being upset and holding type of resentment or anything towards anyone, or because like why do you want to have that stress on your head? Like, you know what I'm saying? When are you at your best? When you're happy. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing you can do is sometimes some things you don't even need to like argue back and forth about. Just let it go and be the bigger person, which that sounds so cliche. But if you be the bigger person, like you don't have to have that stress to carry on and you'll be better off after that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about that. But how quickly do we resolve? Like, we love each other. That's the number one thing. You know what I'm saying? So like, one thing you can always remember, never go to bed upset, never go to bed mad at each other, never go to bed angry. If you can resolve it then, because tomorrow is not planned for anyone. You know what I'm saying? The last thing you want is the memory of you and that person to have some type of lash out, some fight or whatever. Y'all leave, God forbid something happened to you on the road or you don't wake up the next morning, you're not going to be fine.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like, it's bigger than that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's the best way I would say it. You got to love each other because, you guys are all you guys have. Yeah. That's how I look at it. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like, what's one thing y'all are working to change about yourselves? That was another question someone sent in. What's the one thing y'all are working to change about yourself? I think with this podcast, I guess just opening up a little bit more. I feel like I'm very, I'm an open person. Like I feel like I can talk with anybody, have a conversation with anyone, and pretty much vibe in any type of setting, crowd, or people. So just basically see where this pod can go, alongside my jobs, of things that I do besides podcasting. So definitely, just get better about that on a daily. Just be a better human being, but for sure, see the journey that it can go with this podcast, because I'm interested, how much I'll, let the world in and let people know about. What do you think?
I would definitely say like my mental health and taking care of myself. Yeah. Just making sure that I'm okay and taking time that I need to like look back on things and maybe like learn new behaviors and things like that. So just like mental health, success. Yeah. Thank you, sir. If y'all were to slap box, who would win? Definitely you. I can't fight.
I gotta reach. Yeah, you can't fight. You got heavy hands though. But their hands are heavy, small. You got small hands. You
small but mighty.
Small but mighty. I got big hands, but
when we did the tortilla challenge, I lost.
Yeah, my reach. I think my reach from here. Hey, my reach is over here. Like, now show me your reach. Let's see your reach. Yeah, see, I'm already here. So in a slap box, for sure I would win. I'm mad they really want to look at that, and I'm all the way on your cheek.
We should try it. Ready?
Ready? 1, 2, 3. You couldn't reach over here if you could.
I'd break everything in front of me.
Yeah, I would fight you. I'll let Kobe do that.
I'll tell you right now, though, if you ever put hands on me, which I know you wouldn't in any circumstance ever. But, okay, let me rephrase this. If anybody ever hit me first, I couldn't tell you what's going to happen because I might just see red. Not saying I could fight, but I might just go so crazy that the adrenaline's not going to know what's going on with my brain.
Dang, tornado Jess.
Like Tasmanian devil Jess.
I don't think I would see that.
Can you imagine?
You chase down somebody?
It's never happened.
To see you chase down someone?
Mad. No one's ever made me that mad.
Like a lion to a gazelle.
Nah, it'd probably be more like, I want to say like a rattlesnake. Like, you're not going to know what's going to hit you until it do.
But what does a rattlesnake does? You just see it standing there. So you're just going to get hit and you're just going to stand there like charging up. That's what you're going to do? What do you think you is? Goku?
Okay,
you think
Dragon Ball Z? It's a bad comparison.
You said she's going to be a rattlesnake. She's just going to stand there and charge up and then attack. Damn, you're crazy.
Yeah, your shoe untie. You ain't even walking.
What do you worry about? Are you going to be a bull in a china shop? That's basically what you're going to be.
Move some furniture? Literally be like the Tasmanian devil in Looney Tunes. Better watch out now.
I mean, I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
I wouldn't want to see it.
I wouldn't want to wish that on anybody.
I don't know how I'd react.
So, question. One celebrity you would switch lives with for the day?
Priyanka.
Priyanka?
Yeah, Priyanka Jonas.
Who's that?
Nick Jonas's wife.
Why?
So I could be married to Nick Jonas.
Is she a celebrity?
Yeah,
but she married to me.
She was Miss Universe.
So if you had the opportunity to switch lives with a celebrity, you would switch lives with somebody's wife. I'm so embarrassed. All right, listen. All right, I see where this is going, and I see that more and more on this pod. We're learning more and more each week. Week 7.
It's not like that.
Week 7, we've realized that Jess still doesn't know her music, and that she wants to be Priyanka Jones. So she could be on tour.
That's not her name.
And what's her name?
Priyanka Jonas.
Priyanka Jonas. Priyanka Jonas. She wants to be all 3 of them. So that she could be all 3 of the Jonas brothers. You know what? I had enough. I think we're done here with this these questionnaires. I think I want to move on from here before I get upset. Because I know she couldn't be serious to say she want to be somebody's wife, to be on tour, to be a Jonas. My gosh.
I got one better for you.
No, we're done here.
I got one better.
What?
Ask me again.
Go ahead. So what would it be? What would be the celebrity then?
I'd be Chris Brown's pants so I could be inside of
All right. You know what? That's enough. All right. So listen. If
I'm boxing,
I don't even know what to say to you right now. That makes no sense.
Oh my gosh, it's called a joke.
I know it is a joke. I know that Nick texted me and he asked for this question. He said, if someone feels they are ready for change and are considering taking a leap but are uncertain about it, what advice do you have for them? I feel like we touched on this part a little bit in the beginning, not too long ago, but I say not every journey is going to be clear cut and you're going to see it aligned, but let everything play out in God's hand. And I mean that in a sense of you have to take the leap. You have to take the risk. The only way you're going to know how it comes out is if you actually try it. If you don't try it, there will never be a beginning, a chance, or an outcome. You know what I'm saying? So just go for it.
Yeah. Coming from someone who, I moved 1,700 miles with $2,000, no place to live, no job, at 19 years old. And look at me now. I'm not saying I'm in the greatest position of my life. I think there's definitely better things to come, but I definitely could have been worse off from then until now. You just have to put faith in yourself and really believe in yourself that you can get through it and that you can do it. But also just remember that hard work goes a long way. As long as you are dedicated to working hard and making sure your things are taken care of, you can do it. We've moved across the country 3 times. We've changed jobs multiple times. We've been together 8.5 years. That's a freaking chance and a risk in itself.
Yeah, we started out long distance.
You're never gonna be ready.
Yeah.
You just when us now, when we talk about if and when we want to have kids, you're never gonna be ready for the next step of your life. But in order to get to that next step, you do have to take that leap, and it'll be easier if you have some sort of plan or some sort of path drawn out to do so. I will say
that's for sure.
From our personal experiences, I feel like we've done so many different things, lived so many different experiences that I feel like us together, anything that we take on, we'll be able to conquer, just because of our relationship.
Yeah, and a big support system is always great. We've always had each other's back. Your
family's always supported us.
For sure, and yours as well. So with having that support, that's always going to be a great thing. But if you're out there by yourself and you want to take that risk, take it. You know what I'm saying? You're not letting you're not letting anyone down. You may feel as if you're letting yourself down, but not until you know what the outcome could be or the next step. You can't tell if you failed or not. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go and try it. Because more than likely you could probably get a win. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You never. Well,
this episode has honestly been so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think we finally got a good flow going.
Yeah.
We got our video going. We got our sounding. We got our walling.
Yeah.
We got our chairs chairing.
Yeah.
And we got our talking.
You already know what time it is. So listen, it's been a lovely week. This week coming up.
Make sure y'all leave us some more questions on all of our real posts. Like, comment, subscribe, post our videos. Ask us anything you want to ask us on our stories, on our channels.
For sure.
We'll try and get to them each episode and, give us a little get to know us.
Definitely. Please hit the DM. Let us know any questions or anything you have in mind or you want to hear on the next pod. We'll definitely give our feedback. We want to get in touch and then, just connect with y'all. So definitely, it's about to be a good week. Mother's Day is this coming up week on the 11th.
Hug your moms.
You know what I'm saying? Love your moms. Hug your moms. The Asia ones drop on Tuesday. So when y'all hear this episode, the Asia ones drop. Yo, the Nike commercial was fire, by the way. Yeah. When she did that with all those girls and everyone doing like that woman empowerment, Black Girl Magic. Mm-hmm. That was fire. Shout out to Asia Wilson on that. Shout out to Nike. But definitely, man, it's been a great pod. And that, my friends, is what you call an unwanted feedback for today.
You didn't ask for it, but here we are. Giving it anyway.
See you next time, and we'll have more stuff that you ain't want to hear about.
Peace out, Cub Scouts. Much love.
And that's love. We out.